Warning. Broken simulation. Broken simulation. With Sam Tripoli.
Welcome to Johnny Woodard Presents Broken Simulation starring Johnny Woodard. We're in it. Johnny's on the prowl again. He's on vacation. Guys, vacation's more than anyone I know.
I'm not
Must
on
be
vacation.
nice.
I am helping my girlfriend's mother move.
Same thing. Same
No, it's
thing.
not. Believe
It
me.
is, Johnny.
Moving is
It
not
is.
vacation. Moving
Are
is
you
so much
lifting, or
worse
you
than
just
vacation.
are you the one that drives to Home Depot and negotiates with Mexicans?
That's exactly right. Yeah. That is
Hola,
man.
senor. Dude, everyone thinks those Mexicans are cheap. They are not. They're
No,
from
they're
a
not.
third world, but they're demanding first world prices.
And I gotta be honest with you, my girl's mom ain't hiring any Mexicans. to
Oh,
handle her
snaps.
stuff.
Johnny's banging a family of racists. Johnny's banging a family of racists.
Racist. No, it's just they're bougie, you know. Or her mom is, so she's doing it the right way, you know, hiring movers and shit. But
Is that code for white people?
no, they're still usually Mexicans. They're just legal versus illegal.
They're just proper.
Yeah.
Their house.
Jeez. I can't get this show monetized on YouTube to save my life. And you're giving me in the
Johnny,
first
this
5
show
minutes.
is raw. This show is real.
It
This
is.
show is raw and real. Real
You-
raw.
You would know about Raw, that's for sure.
Johnny, come on, dude. That was just rude.
What I'm saying, the man.
Why do you got to turn everything gay, Johnny?
Oh, I wasn't even talking about. That's weird that you took it gay. I was thinking.
Oh, really? So tell me when I said I'll take your word on raw. What exactly? Did
I was
you mean
thinking
by
about
that? Are
you talking about how
sushi?
you have an addiction to blasting without a your entire life.
Okay, all right, Johnny, I'm in on it. Good answer. Nice answer.
And your
Nice.
two wonderful children that you got.
Oh,
obviously.
we love them. We love them.
We do love them. They're so.
We love
they're so
them.
cute, dude.
Johnny, please don't bring up my children when you're talking about barebacking. Please.
Well, I mean, how do you think they
Leave
got here?
them out of the conversation.
It's nature, my friend.
It's his nature. Johnny, we here on Broken Sim support the gay community. Just got this book, Johnny. Check out the book I just got. Ready?
Oh,
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
dear.
Gay Nazis. We're going to get into it.
I can't even read. I mean, I don't even know if I can read that title. What does it say? Swastikality?
Yeah, shush. Pink shush.
Pink swastika. Oh, okay.
Good shush.
Are we even? Can you say swastika? I don't know.
Johnny, you're the nerd. I don't know. Do you think I
Well,
know?
dude, I posted. So I like to post the Broken Sim to my YouTube first to kind of see what
you kind of use it as bait. You see who
Yeah.
bites, and you just.
And I got my first warning on the channel.
I
for
saw that, Johnny.
for Kanye.
I can't. Well, watch yourself. Watch
for the
yourself.
Kanye clip. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, you made me listen to it and dance. Okay, you made me listen to it and dance.
What?
Like I'm a pink or you know.
like
pink
Clockwork
shrush.
Orange. I just held your ears open.
Yeah, you have my eyes open. Ah!
Oh, it's the N word. No, please, no, don't make me hear the N word.
Yeah, Johnny.
It is a tremendous song, though. We've had a great reaction to that. Great response.
People
Great
love
response
it.
to the last episode.
Some guy called it God tier,
I don't know.
which
about
I
that.
just assume is Cum Town.
Yeah. That's.
We've reached Cum Town level. That's what I.
I
took
wish
that
we could
as.
reach Cumtown level of money. That would be great.
Oh, that'd be the
Jeez.
best. If we
You
were
wouldn't
Cum
see
Town
me.
level money. Johnny, I
It's-
wish you could get fat like Stavi, and then I could be fast like Moan. That'd be great. Johnny, would you think about packing on 200 pounds just to get this show sold?
Maybe.
Come on,
I don't
man.
think, if I gained any more weight than I am right now, I would just explode. I'd be.
Johnny, you're not a fat guy. You got,
No, but
you're
I'm
starting to
too
get heavy
heavy right
legs, though. I see you got heavy legs.
I've always had heavy legs.
Then why did you mock my condition?
Oh, I don't have I don't have super heavy legs. That's a very different thing.
I do
is
have
a
super.
problem.
It's so funny. Today, one got stretched. It's the one thing Daddy spends on himself is stretching. I get stretched for a half an hour. So, what do you want work today? Legs. Just do my legs. Don't worry about anything else. Stretch out my legs. And usually, I have this guy who does it because the reason I need to have a guy do it is because I have very heavy legs. There's a lot of heavy lifting going on with the stretching.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you
Okay.
need to tell yourself.
Today, I had a 100-pound Pakistani woman who does yoga.
Okay.
She's like, "Oh my God, you just want your legs done?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she's just like, oh, I don't know if I can hold it. I'm like, I'm paying top dollar for this. Johnny, what do we do?
That's hilarious.
We gotta get into hot topics.
You can't wait. So they struggle. You see, when we hear super heavy legs, in my mind, I think we're saying like they're heavy. They feel heavy to you. You know, like you're kind of lumbering around.
I'm a thick
they're
bitch,
actually
dude.
Heavy.
I'm a thick bitch.
That's interesting.
Is that your mom or is that your mom or your what's it? Is that your ass or your mama got reindeer? That's my legs.
Is your mama half reindeer? Is your mama half
or is
reindeer?
Your mama? Yeah. Is that your ass or your mama half reindeer? One of the greatest lines
that you misquoted for your entire life until like 6 months ago.
Oh, Johnny, it's called growth, okay?
It is growth.
Johnny, don't make me yell out Kanye lines right now that you have to do more editing.
That's
my always my play with Johnny. Can I say something that makes him do more editing if he keeps getting smart with me?
Dude, Netflix, their propaganda is on point, brother. They have this new documentary called American Manhunt, Bin Laden, and it is the most engrossing documentary series. It's 3 episodes ever. It is. They have everybody in the room for 9/11 and for.
I thought they died.
Who?
I thought a lot of those guys died. A lot of the special forces guys.
Well, no,
died.
but the guy who actually shot him is in the documentary. But I'm talking about the people in Obama in the situation
in
room
Obama?
with Obama.
Who are those guys? Tell me about it.
in the situation room with Obama when that happened, and then just everybody that was following the case throughout, trying to find him, if you believe it. Anyway, it is.
We don't.
Tremendous propaganda. Tremendous.
Johnny, did you just want to love Jesus and ride an eagle after that?
Well, dude, it does an excellent job of putting you back in that headspace where you thought George W. Bush was the right man to lead the country. Do you remember those like 3
Boy,
weeks?
were those stupid times. So you got slightly re for a little
Very
while.
Stupid,
You're like,
yeah,
I love it. John, I'm a good guy. When I like my favorite picture of all time is like Kid Rock, because there's a segment of society that actually thinks Kid Rock is some kind of patriot.
Yes.
And basically after Adam Ray has this great story that he tells about roasting Kid Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny. Adam Ray is so funny. And he was like, they're like, no matter what you do, please don't roast Kid Rock. He doesn't want to get roasted. And if you tell a comedian that, most of them be like, okay, so you want me to roast Kid Rock? Is that what you want me to do? So
what happened?
So he does a joke about Kid Rock. After the show, Kid Rock comes up to him and goes, hey, funny guy. I'm paraphrasing the joke. But hey, funny guy. He goes, hey, how's it going? He goes, I get way more chicks than you. Adam Ray's married, by the way. I get way more chicks than you. Adam's Ray response was, yeah, but mine were consensual.
Oh, I bet he didn't like that.
Showing up like a figure skater at the White House. I mean, Evel Knievel, gay Evel Knievel.
Yeah, he's a weird guy, huh? And
I want to suck all the men. That will haunt me for the rest of my life. That quote right there. Johnny, edit that out.
Oh no,
edit that out, Johnny.
That's gonna be in the teaser. Yeah, so it starts with. So Rumsfeld is there, and he is the presumed leader of the hunt for Bin Laden right after. But Bush is pissed, right? So when he asks,
why is Bush pissed? Because he can't lead the charge, ride a buffalo.
No. Bush is just pissed because he feels like it's an affront to him, and he gets in the room with all these guys and says, "How long can we have their heads on spikes?" Basically, is what he asks. And Rumsfeld kind of gets philosophical. He's like, "Well, it'll take us at least 5 months to get boots on the ground there." And one of the CIA guys, who's like 5 chairs down, is like, "Sir, I'll have his head in your hands in 5 weeks if you put me in charge of this thing." And Bush is like, "That's what I want to hear. You're in charge."
Bush is such a piece of shit.
And Rumsfeld lost his shit, like was super angry at this. Like,
yeah, because 5 months is more money, dude. That's more money.
And then they
have
Bin Laden at what was it, Tora Bora? They have him like dead to rights there, if you believe the story. And Rumsfeld won't support the operation because the guy kind of jumped him, and won't like send in boots on the ground or airstrikes or anything. So he got away, and then years and years of bullshit. But it's gripping.
I love that the guy in the dialysis machine got away. Like he slipped out through the back. You couldn't hear the wheels spinning on the ground as he slipped out. Clink, 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 clink as he's getting out of the cape. Clink, 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 clink,
It
clink.
makes me
clink,
think,
clink, clink.
it's so sad, but my aunt has a walker now, and you can just hear her coming from like a mile away.
Yeah, but our special forces couldn't hear him moving.
Yeah.
That clink, 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 clink. And how many times do you think that tube got caught on the rocks? He's like, oh, you should have put that was
guy.
swearing in Arab. Johnny, I just gave you a Babel's free lesson in Arabic.
I appreciate that, Sam. Dude, somebody sent us because you've been talking about how China is actually not as popular
Gay and autistic?
as we've heard that too. And someone sent me a link to this guy who travels a lot there, and he concurs with that. He's like, dude, the cities are dead here.
Dead.
But this guy, he's hilarious. He goes around talking Chinese to people, and at first you're like, man, this guy's really impressive. He knows Chinese. Everybody he talks to is like, I don't know what you're saying. I don't understand. Speaking, use your phone. And he just keeps talking to him. It's so funny, dude.
You want to watch a Chinese person's head explode because they can't compute what's happening? Watch a video where a black guy drops straight Chinese on them because they say the most racist shit about them.
Oh, yes.
And then they're like, their brains are like, no compute. Sorry, I have no answer for you.
I'll show you this video. The guy sent it to me. The guy's name, the YouTube channel is Bald and Bankrupt. And he goes around China. He's this huge English guy, as you might expect, bald. Yeah. And he just has the most confidence in the world speaking Chinese that apparently is just
ching, chow ching, tang, chow ching. That's all I would say is chow ching the whole time.
I gotta show
chow ching, ching chow.
朋友你好，走吧，走吧。哇，
到哪里？
我的朋友，在英国没有这个。
我听不懂。
啊，不是，不明白。
你说怎么走我怎么走。
Ah, hold it, right. He said, stop talking to me, I'm trying to drive here. These are the walls of ancient Xi'an.
It's
Hold
great.
it, 谢谢你，非常有意思，非常有意思。
你说是吗
？What are you on about?
Very interesting. 有意思，非常有意思。Okay, 没关系。Alipay, 没关系。Oh, I thought I knew how to say very interesting. Obviously don't.
And he just goes on like this throughout the whole video, just talking to people, and nobody understands what he's saying, even though he's incredibly confident.
Did he send you the video?
No, somebody else. But no, it's a popular. He's got 5 million subscribers. But look, he ends up in this one town, and this is where he's talking about there's just nobody there.
On a chilly day in old Sinning, let's go and check out some communist artwork before we continue. Look at it, Sinning. Middle of China, no one's ever heard of Sinning, and yet it's probably got a population of a few million. Look at the buildings, the infrastructure. Wow.
Nobody's there.
This is the interesting, 很复杂 thing about China, is that they build these massive infrastructure projects, giant railway stations, bridges, these cities that we can see up ahead of us, these big modern buildings. All these projects, but the strange thing is, you never see the people. 你好朋友，你 Salam. Pleased to meet you. 我很高兴认识你。
No idea what he's saying.
对。Look at this, a nice Muslim chap. 好的，这个什么 You said which 我是英国的。英国的 London. 对。
Anyway, so yeah, I just thought that somebody sent me that saying
The only people that have worse teeth than the British are the Chinese. Do you see that? Guy's like, oh, I feel like I'm home.
Teeth. Yeah.
His teeth were seeing different directions. Yeah, dude. Because if you were in India, there would be people everywhere.
That's what he says later in the video. So he's like, dude, I've been to India, and it is just what you'd expect. You can't move without bumping into people, but large swaths of China, nobody's there. Where it's supposed to be millions and millions of people. So
yeah, it's those dirty communists.
We got quite a few things going on. I just wanted
Johnny, are we doing hot topics?
Yeah, maybe we can do some hot topics.
Johnny, can we do some
hot topics?
So, did you see Elon Musk, what he had to say about Bill Gates? Did you see this?
No, I mean Bill Gates' brand is dead, and they're going to throw him under the bus.
Well, yeah, they're already starting. He was at this economic forum in Qatar, and
Qatar.
Yeah.
I always thought it was guitar.
guitar.
Now it's gutter.
Gutter? Yeah, it's gutter. Here he is. Check this out.
I do want to ask about US aid and the comments that Bill Gates made the other day, and I know that you called him.
Yeah, he's a huge liar.
I know you've said that already.
That's
I
terrible.
wondered.
Please write new material.
Who does Bill Gates think he is to make comments about the welfare of children, given that he frequented Jeffrey Epstein?
Okay, well, he said
Winning
he
the room.
regrets those, and
Exactly. I wouldn't trust that guy to babysit my kids.
he spent a lot of his own money on philanthropy around the world over the years. My question to you is:
How's that work?
Have you looked at the data to check if he might be right that the cuts to USAID might cost millions of lives?
Yes. I'd like him to show us any evidence whatsoever that is.
Hold on, real quick, Johnny.
Thought that was hilarious.
Real quick. So Joe Rogan, friend of show,
Heard of
my
him.
friend.
Heard of him.
Okay, just did a whole thing on how many deaths they think were attributed to the Hershey,
Yeah.
right? And if we go by that lady's video, which everyone's like, she's been debunked. If you ever say anything that is not in line with the narrative, they will always say it's debunked all the time, right, Johnny? Like, how many times you told me about Anne Frank's diary wasn't real and what they said? You can't stop talking about it. You're always like, dude, ballpoint pens were introduced to the masses until 51, right? How about that guy that sued him? I'm like, Johnny, stop talking about it. Okay, we get it. You're passionate for the truth,
How dare you?
right? Huh?
How dare you?
How dare you, Johnny? Johnny, I wrote down the name of the guy you kept bringing up all the time, that you can't stop talking about him. I'm like, Johnny, let it go. And you're like, but you guys, the truth. And I'm like, Johnny, Mayor Levine, you bring him up all the time. I can't. You correct me. I thought it was Mayor, and you're like, no, it's Mayor Levine. I'm like, thank you, Johnny. And how he sued Anne Frank's dad for money for writing it.
Well, how are you? What are we talking about here?
What we're talking about, your passion. That's what we're talking about, Johnny. How passionate you are for the truth.
Go ahead and get the
paperback
show
version.
demonetized. Let's do it. Go ahead.
Why, Johnny? Why is that demonetized?
Talking about Anne Frank not being real.
Well, I support her story. You're the one who's passionate.
Go ahead and tell me what I'm passionate about other than dicks. Go ahead.
But
tell
we're
me.
moving on, Johnny. The point is, if you ever go against the official narrative, they will tell you it's debunked. They'll tell you this. They'll tell you that. And that's all they got. Good point, Johnny.
Thank you. We have more information on this. It turns out that ship that collided with the Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh my God.
Have you heard? It was a Mexican Navy vessel on a training mission.
Imagine being the guy at the top.
Oh God! It's how shitty is the Mexican Navy?
Why do I think that whole boat is made of pure cocaine?
But how shitty is their Navy that they're still using boats with sails?
Why
to do
isn't
training?
anyone jumping?
The
I would
Mexican
be like,
Navy. I have.
Look at these
concerns.
guys. Why are they still there?
Yeah, there are people all on the sail, on the mast, or
Jump,
whatever those things are
dude.
called,
Jump.
and they're just taking it in the face. Look at them.
Oh,
Everybody's filming it from the shore.
Nobody's
and
stopping
so-
to help.
But
People
what,
are
what
laughing.
what is a Mexican naval training vessel doing in New York? Like
I
I
have
have
no-
so many questions about it.
Mexican naval idea sounds like an Asian talk to me. It's just we don't see them. The
Mexican
guys.
naval.
Have you ever heard about Mexico having a navy?
You could have an any or an Audi or a Mexican naval. Any
Yeah,
of those
that's-
is possible.
Yeah, I haven't heard any of that stuff. It's super tragic because that's a beautiful boat.
Mexican naval is when you can't see your belly button for hair. Is what it is. It's just
Oh, so I have a Mexican naval. Dude,
Yeah,
if I was that
anyway.
guy, I would have jumped on the bridge. I would have done like, okay, time this shit. I can't go. I'm going to have to jump on this bridge as I get close enough.
I mean, yeah. What else can you do, dude? I mean,
You
they
gotta
have
go.
people
You gotta
dying
go
from that.
Mexican Bond on that one, dog.
And they're trying to. The Mexican Navy is pointing fingers at the United States.
Johnny, will you look up how many gold medals Mexico's won in the Olympics?
Mexico's Navy chief has said that the pilot manning its training ship, which crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge on Saturday night, was under the control of New York authorities. So I guess they're blaming them for just, hey, plow into this fucking bridge. Like, what? How is that possible? Okay, how many gold medal? What? All the Olympics or summer or what?
Any Olympics. You know they're not doing anything in the Winter Olympics.
Yeah, that's a good point. They have 13
gold medals. Are any of them in track and field?
Okay, Mexico's won a total of 13 gold medals. They've also won 24 silver and 37 bronze. Their most successful competitor is an equestrian rider, Humberto Mariles, with 2 gold and a bronze.
So not the most athletic people outside soccer.
No.
So it's going to be very hard for someone to jump off that boat onto the bridge.
They're not even that good at soccer, frankly.
Don't they beat us all the time?
No, not anymore.
Oh, yeah. No. Well, dude, like I said, they're the only people getting shorter.
Anyway, I just thought that nothing about that story makes sense. I've seen nobody explain to me why a sailing ship is
that
being
tall
used for training.
would be like, if you had a ship that tall, Johnny, wouldn't you be, hey man, are there any bridges we should be worrying about? This boat's pretty tall.
Of course, it's the number one thing you look for when you're driving a tall boat.
And then what do? You go down to Home Depot and you get someone to saw that thing. Bang, 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 bang. Done.
So we're following up on a story from last week.
Follow up on the story.
James Comey went on the comedy propaganda
Nephilim Comey. Oh, yeah. By the way, are we going to talk about Booker, Mark the Booker, getting very upset with our Nephilim giant jokes about Comey?
Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah, we should say.
Very upset.
Mark was not happy.
We were being height discriminative.
Yes, height discriminatory against tall people when we compared him to a Nephilim freak.
I didn't use that word, Johnny. You used the word freak. I'm
sorry.
I don't hate tall people.
So James Comey, as I said, went on the comedy propaganda arm of the U.S. government, the Colbert Show.
Colbert. Yeah.
I mean, what a joke that guy's. Not the funny kind of joke, but a joke in like, you're pathetic. Here he is. Now, he had Comey on clearly to just explain this Instagram post. Here it is.
Beach. What happened? You were walking on the beach and you saw this on the beach?
Yeah, my wife and I, Patrice, were walking on the beach and saw those numbers in shells on the beach. And
you didn't do this, somebody else did this.
Yeah, somebody else did it. We were on a walk.
Yeah, I did make eye contact.
To roll out of my book.
Yep.
She looked at it and said, "Why'd someone put their address in the sand?"
All right.
And then we stood at it, trying to figure out what it was. And she'd long been a server in restaurants. And she said, "You know what I think it is?
Yeah.
I think it's a reference to restaurants when you would 86 something in a restaurant."
Right, it's off the menu.
Yeah. I said, no, I remember when I was a kid, you'd say 86 to get out of a place. This place stinks, let's 86 it.
Right. I was a bartender. You would 86 a customer if they were getting drunk. Like, let's 86 them. Let's
get rid of them.
I love it, Steve. You running cover. You're great.
And so I said, I think it's a clever political message. And she said,
do you think before he did this interview,
sure.
The FBI sent him a video with Podesta?
Boom.
You know what to do. You know what to do.
It's just funny. I mean, how stupid do they think we are?
They think we're dumb. They think we're really dumb, and they just love how stupid they think we are. And you're thinking you walked up, and 8647 on the day that was 8,647 days after 9/11. You think we're stupid?
One of the most political people in the history of the planet, James Comey. And he just walking on the beach, as you do. And 8647. What a coincidence.
And
Let's take a picture of that.
Oh, idiot. My God. And then you need to explain why that governor of Michigan had the exact same thing in her studio. I mean, dude, we're not dumb. This whole thing, I don't want to get into it, but the whole thing about the diplomats and that thing, I mean.
Yeah.
Come on.
That thing, yeah.
That thing, you think we're that dumb?
Yeah, it's just it
even raw and real, guys, but unfortunately we're fighting censorship.
It even got Kanye. Did you see? He was like, "I'm done with anti-schmurmatism." He tweeted that. He's like, "I'm done with anti-schmurmatism
today. I'm done with it today."
Yeah. I'm done with it for the next hour. and then I will be.
Johnny,
back
did you
to-
see like a whole bunch of black guys dressed in all black went down to Hollywood and Highland and just sang that song out loud? You know where you go
Really?
around and you can take pictures
Yeah.
with all the drug addicts dressed like your favorite characters?
Yeah.
Johnny, I've told you stories about how I've watched like SpongeBob SquarePants get arrested for molesting Asian women.
Dude, there's a great documentary about all those people down there. Oh, I found
Superman smoking crack. Johnny, Steve Randolph, friend of show, worked at, I think it was the Buffalo Wild Wings at the time. Oh yeah, there it is. There it is.
Bro, what?
These guys aren't nearly as fat as the ones in the music
There's
video.
a couple there.
Do you think this has anything to do with Kanye?
No, I think they're just some people are bored.
They're just black people just spontaneously.
Yeah, they love. Johnny, do you watch commercials? Black people love to break out in song and dance. They'll be like chicken nuggets, bang bang pow, chicken nuggets.
Yeah, you're right.
Bang
dude.
bang. Bang,
They do it
bang,
before
bang, bang.
any movie you go see at AMC. They have this black couple. They dance like throughout the intro to, you know, it's something to do with Coca-Cola somehow. I don't understand it, but
The one guy's not singing. Ooh, I don't think this is a good idea. Do you think any of those guys in the Kanye West are getting ass because they're in that? They're like, yo, you know I was in that Kanye video. Oh my God, really? Like you're famous? Yeah, I'm the one with the big bitch tits. You see my big fat tits?
Isn't that strange?
You
dude?
want some of this, lady? Because daddy doesn't pull it out.
Hey guys, technology was supposed to make our lives easier. So why does it now feel like we have less time than ever? As more and more gets packed into our days, we have less time to think about what we're packing into our bodies. Thankfully, there's Tempo, our new go-to unbroken simulation for fast and fresh meals. With Tempo, you can select from 20 plus mindful choices on their weekly menu, and all meals cook in just 3 minutes. Tempo is a weekly delivery service that offers chef-curated meals from a dietitian-approved menu fresh to your door. Tempo serves up fast, feel-good, single-serving meals crafted to cook in just 3 minutes, so you can eat well without sacrificing taste or convenience. That fasting is really important for me because I'm always eating on the go. This is fast food that's healthy. With new recipes each week made from real ingredients and nutrient-rich, they make it easy to keep up a healthy lifestyle. Tempo's perfectly portioned lunches and dinners take the guesswork out of eating well, are fully prepared, and can be heated in the microwave in just 3 minutes. Tempo offers a variety of meals for different dietary and taste preferences. I keep it low carb. They have other ones protein packed, calorie conscious, and fiber rich. For a limited time, Tempo is offering our listeners 60% off their first box. All you got to do is go to tempomeals.com/brokensim. That's tempomeals.com/brokensim for 60% off your first box. tempomeals.com/brokensim. Rules and restrictions may apply. Guys, fellas, close your eyes and imagine what you're going to look like 6 months from now. How's your hair look? Is it the same? Now picture how your hair would look if you decided 6 months in the past, which is right now, to start using Hims. If you're picturing the same you 6 months later as before, but with much thicker and fuller hair, Back to the Future style, just starts filling in, you'd be correct. So make that decision now to 6 months from now, have thicker and fuller hair. Hims provides you with convenient access to a range of hair loss treatments that work, all from the comfort of your couch. They also make treating hair loss simple. Hims has doctor-trusted options and clinically proven ingredients like finasteride and minoxidil that can regrow hair in as little as 3 to 6 months. You just choose from personalized, chewable, oral, spray, and serum treatments to find what works best for you. The process is simple, completely online, so you don't have to deal with uncomfortable doctor visits. You just answer a few questions and a medical provider will determine if treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your treatment is sent directly to you for free. You don't even need insurance. It's just one low price that covers everything from treatments to ongoing care. Hims has hundreds of thousands of trusted subscribers, and they can help you get your confidence back with visibly thicker and fuller hair. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/brokensim. That's HIMS.com/brokensim, one word there, for your personalized hair loss treatment options. hims.com/brokensim. Results vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride. Prescription products require online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information.
it seems like Andrew Schultz is just constantly making news. And he had
That's what you got to do at that level.
Bernie Sanders on. And
I
Bernie
haven't seen this
Sanders said, you haven't seen this?
Oh.
Bernie Sanders says something that has gotten him a lot of flack from the Democrats.
Of course.
Let's let it play here.
Was it the truth?
It is absolutely the truth. Yeah.
Come on!
Because it's not been often. This tells you how shitty a job mainstream press have done. It's not been often that they've really asked him about what
I love
happened.
Andrew Schultz mustache and hair.
Yeah, he seems like a cool
It's
guy.
a good combo.
Yeah. But
That's a man.
The mainstream media has never really sat down with Bernie and pressed him on what happened with Clinton and why he was, how he was forced out and how he feels.
Yeah,
about it.
and then he showed up with a black eye.
Yeah. Hey, and so it takes him going on a comedy show.
She's the greatest.
He takes him going on a comedy show to be asked a good question.
Johnny, can you rate real quick my Bernie Sanders impression?
Go
right
ahead,
there?
let me hear it.
Oh, she's the greatest. Johnny, are you trying to outdo me?
I can't do it either.
Johnny, you are the man of 1,000 racist
That's
impressions.
what they always say. Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
Felt that over the last 4 elections, Democrats, we felt that we didn't have a say on who could be president. We talk a lot about the Republicans being autocrats and oligarchs and taking over democracy, but from the Democrat perspective, and I'm a lifelong Democrat, I felt like the Democratic Party completely removed the democratic process from its constituents. And I think they need to have some accountability of that.
Dude, we got to talk about this right now.
I donated for you. I mean, I wanted you to, like, 2016, I was like, this is going to happen. This guy's going to do it. And it felt like they stole it from.
I'm going to tell you, you know what they robbed us from? Bernie Sanders, Donald Trump debates. They robbed that from us. That would have been
something.
Oh, it would have been pure fire, dude. 2 New Yorkers going at it.
100% great.
Oh, it would have been the best, dude. I'm not, because at that time, we all believed Bernie Sanders and his BS.
We all didn't, but yes, some of us did.
You weren't part of the Bernie.
No, he's a socialist.
Okay,
of course not.
All right, I'm gonna say something. I'll take the L because I was very naive to that, and now I understand that. But at the time, Bernie Sanders is why there's a tinfoil hat. He's the reason I started the show.
Yeah, I remember you saying that, and it makes sense. I mean, I just, after coming from Ron Paul, the complete opposite of Bernie Sanders, not in spirit. Spiritually, they're very similar, but politically, the opposite.
Anybody, listen, big government, whether it's named it or not, is communism. Because once you start creating an infrastructure like that, you have to feed it. And it has to be fed constantly.
So socialism, maybe. Communism is where the state owns
but
all the businesses.
It starts at socialism, then it will turn into communism. But it will always, once you have a giant administration and bureaucracy, you're in socialism. Because you have to justify salaries, and then truly nothing gets done because people's salaries are reliant on there being a problem.
Yes.
Solving that problem gets rid of salaries.
Are you watching these clips that get posted on YouTube of RFK just getting his dick kicked in? I mean, metaphor, like just having that get an earful constantly, and he's never allowed to say anything back up at Congress. And it's all them. They're saying that he's cutting programs, but really what he's doing is consolidating.
Streamlining it.
The other day, streamlining, right? Yeah. The other day he said that I think it was like women's health. They have 42 different programs for promoting women's health in the country that all do the same thing. And he's like, 47. He said we went from 47 to 46. That's all they did. And they were like freaking out, like, you're not spending the money that we said that you have to spend, and that's illegal. This poor guy.
All right, play this video, Johnny.
All right, yeah. So
another quality impression, Johnny, a bureaucratic politician. That was on point. I didn't even think you were on the show anymore. I thought we were watching CNN. C-SPAN.
Thank you, Sam.
And I'll be honest, it broke my heart when you supported him.
Look, but you have, in the world that I live in,
they will kill me.
And
they were going to throw my wife in jail for a made-up thing.
Including my wife, agree with you. But
a lot of people, including my wife,
you're down to a choice. Is it going to be Hillary Clinton or is it going to be Donald Trump? Not a great choice.
But it ended up being him anyway, so why don't we burn it down?
Well, because it's easy to say burning it down means that children are not going to have...
You can tell he's sick about this, by the way.
He's like,
food to eat, that the schools will deteriorate, people will not have health care.
I got it.
And I'm an elected official. I got to represent the people.
That's fair.
And I can't turn my back on.
But then could we not also say if
this is
ostensibly
why
there hasn't been a
Andrew Schultz is where he is. This is why Rogan is where he is, and this is why Sam Tripoli is where he is. Because I would have pressed that motherfucker right there.
Well,
I
they're
would've
going to get him.
pressed
This
him.
is where they get him to admit something here, that this is the part that is the news is just coming up here. Check this out.
Fair primary for the Democrats since 2008. Are they not also a threat to democracy? We often hear.
Fair enough. That is
100%.
I'm not going to argue with that point.
I agree with him.
And that's why I'm proudly an independent.
That went everywhere. Him saying that Democrats are a threat to democracy, that was everywhere, dude. He was getting it up the ass from his compatriots.
But he's right.
In the party. 100%
He's totally right. They keep, I mean, like, again, they're so detached from streets to streets that they can say, hey, these guys are a threat to democracy as we make it so you can't decide who's in the primary. Because Kamala Harris was the lowest rated vice president in history. Nobody liked her. And it's like, this is where I'm saying, when I say that we have these huge moments in American history, Pearl Harbor, JFK assassination, 9/11, the one that never gets talked about is Hillary kneecapping Bernie Sanders.
Never.
Because that becomes a moment in which the aristocrats kind of take over. In a weird way, it's kind of like when Hollywood pushed Jerry Seinfeld on all of us. It became this thing of going, no, you don't decide what art is. We, the suits, decide what art is. And this is what we want. Plain, non-offensive dog shit.
I totally agree. Yeah.
And nobody talks about that. That is where we are right now. Hillary Clinton kneecapping Bernie Sanders is the beginning of the break between humanity and the lizards.
Do you feel a little bit bad for him seeing that, or are you over? I mean, are you over?
No, because he says and does stupid shit.
Yeah.
Like he's flying around on a private plane talking about equity and
carbon emissions and shit. Yeah.
And it's just like all of it's a lie. It's based on old data.
So probably this is the big story of the week. This is the thing that is also the funniest thing to happen in a long time. So Donald Trump has just decided when he's got these world leaders in, he's going to give them a little spanking. It's incredible. So now we talked about the story a couple weeks ago when he had just to kind of spit in the eye of the people who are pissed off about his immigration policy. He welcomed some white South Africans in as refugees, and everybody on the left said
loses their mind.
Lost it. And they said there's no genocide, there's no evidence of anything going on in South Africa like that.
Sorry, Johnny.
And so the South African president is in this position where he needs to get Trump to come to South Africa for the G whatever summit. What's the number? I don't know. The G8 or whatever the fuck it is. And so he's here in Washington to suck up to Trump.
He loves doing this. He loves it.
Trump loves it. Yeah.
Listen, you can say whatever you want about Trump, and I am totally fine with all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like this whole thing with Palestine, all that, he looks awful. It's an awful look, and it's going to cost him credibility in his presidency.
Yeah.
It will be part of the market of his history.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We all agree with that. Take that, set that aside. Oh, and by the way, I just want everyone, and it's not the broken that do this, so I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling at these bots on Twitter, which thinks Xavier's now. Can I come on, man? Just leave the gym, dog. No, you're excommunicated, dude. So, anyways, these bots all think that woke right means something to people. Like calling them woke right is some kind of slur that upsets people. Is the Latinx of dumb? It's a made up term, and nobody cares about it. When you say Latinx or you say woke right, we know you're an idiot, and your opinions from that point on become Charlie Brown's mom. Wah 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 wah. Nobody cares, dude. It doesn't mean anything. It's boring, and we've moved on.
Yes,
but so because there's gonna be people like Palestine, the terrorists, or you condemn Hamas. Day one talking points. Okay, day one talking points. Okay.
Sounds like a day one talking point. I was trying to walk into the room just then. Is that what it was?
Yeah. unbelievable. I'm up here crushing the greatest episode we've ever done. Anyways,
we're a professional podcast.
So going back to the South African stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on here.
Yes.
So I just watched a video in which Zaire, I believe it is. Zaire went through the same thing. Zaire decided, hey, we're going to kick off all the white settlers out of the farms. We're going to take back our land. We're going to run it. And, the white farmers fought back, and then they were overwhelmed, and they all got ran out. Well, the problem was that the white farmers were the ones producing all the food, and they've been doing it for decades and decades and decades.
Yeah.
The people taking over the farm didn't know what to do, and Zaire went into mass famine. Okay, this South African stuff, it's right along the lines of that. So
absolutely,
a long time ago, I can't find the book.
It's something like 80-90% of the food in South Africa is from these farmers.
So there's this book I did a whole premium content on. I got to find the name of it because I'd love to tell it to everybody. It's really a great book. I'll find it and I'll let everybody know.
Okay.
It basically talks about the reason South Africa was labeled an apartheid state. And what it says is that South Africa is rich in natural resources. Really rich, diamonds, emeralds, all this stuff. It is a rich country. And so when the international banking cabal came in and said, hey, you got to take these loans, they were like, we don't need your loans. So when you don't take the money, and this was said about Stalin, right? Stalin was a good guy, but after World War II, the international banking cabal wanted him to take these loans. He's like, I don't need your money. We're good. And that's when everything turned on him. That's where everything turned on South Africa. I'm not saying there wasn't like racial problems or anything like that, but the international outcry for apartheid became a thing because South Africa wouldn't take the international banking cabal's money, in which they have to pay back in terms that can never be paid back.
So they propped up Nelson Mandela and the revolution.
100. Well, you ever hear the theory that Nelson Mandela was a Freemason? And you're like, all this stuff is theater, right? So anyways, so you get the international community hate them and you break them. This is what you do. Well, now South Africa is leading the charge with the Israeli charges.
Well, that's the thing.
And everyone thinks, and even the White House in their own press briefs say that in the bottom paragraph, their desire to bring Israel up on genocide charges
in the world court,
is also part of this whole thing, which to me is the whole thing.
Yes, that's the second level to this that I was going to bring up. Let's watch the video first, because let's just enjoy the video on a surface level for what it is, hilarious footage. So this
Let's
guy
just
comes
watch
in here.
this crowd work comic just annihilate this heckler.
That's what it is, really. So this guy's in here. This kind of thing has never happened before in the history of the White House. Ever, ever, ever. This is so uncommon. Diplomacy used to be such a stuck-up, what would you say, uptight, just a series of like manners and rules and how
because we're a different society then.
Yeah, and Trump just is gloves off always. And if you want to try to bullshit him, and I'm not saying he's a good guy, he's not. He's gonna come down with so he goes, turn down the lights, and then he has a little slideshow.
Turn down the lights.
He has got a little video.
What if he just started playing Kanye's new song right there?
Bunch of guys walk in singing it. That would be great.
Look at these people. They got bitch tits. Why do you people have so much bitch tits?
Just put this on. It's right behind you.
He's like, oh, what? Is this gonna be a YouTube
video? Look at him smiling. He's like, oh, cool video from my country.
He's like, motherfucker, are you doing this?
Look at it. Watch. He tells him like, hey, no, just watch. Look. He's like, just watch it.
From the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. South African occupy land. That's who
We're gonna occupy land. South Africans occupied land. We must never be scared to kill.
Demand that at some point there must be killing because the killing is part of a revolutionary
Killing is part of the revolutionary life. This dance, by the way, is just crazy. Like, I thought black people were supposed to have rhythm.
Yeah, why are they doing line dancing?
It's really bizarre. And this
is that cultural appropriation?
A little bit of background on this song. This is a song from the apartheid days, and he's singing "Kill the Boer." That's the white people, the culturally white people in South Africa. Kill the Boer, kill the Boer, kill the Boer, kill the Boer.
South African Kanye is just bringing that heat. Look at that sellout. He's doing Bernie Sanders numbers.
He really is.
By the way, Johnny, anyone who wears that hat is never up to any good. Have you ever met a guy like that? It's like, we need to teach the children, treat women with respect, everybody get along.
No, it's this guy and black Muslims that love that hat. Cutting the throat of whiteness, he's saying there. We're cutting the throat of whiteness. Kill the Boer.
Then they go back to their dance.
This isn't really edited really well. Wow. Somebody spent a lot of time on this.
It looks like a kid's show, doesn't it? It looks like the
YMCA. It's like the YMCA, dude. This was a real big hit in South Africa, apparently. Kill the Boer.
Dude, all the remix are great.
Yeah, it's just got Puff Daddy in the background.
Not a very exciting song, by the way.
No. Kill the Boer. Can you imagine a little Puff Daddy remix of this, you know?
Man, this is, dude, this reminds me of Joe Rogan's bit about when he saw his N-word video. And he just like, he's a minute and he's like, damn, I said it a lot. And then he looked down, he's like, 4 more minutes to go. Oh, no.
Now they got them in a 2-shot here, or a split screen. Look at him. How awkward is that?
Like, oh my God, why
Shoot
am I
the
here?
boar. Shoot the boar. We're going to hit him, and you're going to run. That's the lyrics to this. So then this guy has in a couple of golfers to kind of talk on his. One of them is Retief Goosen, the famous PGA golfer, to kind of say, "Hey, it's not that bad." Is the idea? And Retief Goosen comes in and is like, "Actually, I know people who've been killed." Yeah.
I grew up in an area in South Africa that is a farmland area, Polokwane, and there is some issues up there. Obviously, my dad was a property developer as well as a part-time farmer, and some of these buddy farmers got killed. The farm is still going. My brothers run it, but it's a constant battle with farms trying to burn the farms down.
And this guy, these people were brought in by the South African president to kind of be on his side, and they're like, "Yeah, it's kind of bad."
Away. So it is a concern to try and make a living as a farmer, and at the end, without farmers, there's no food on the plate. So we need the farmers to.
Bro, you're gonna have a hard flight back. Sleep with one eye open,
gripping your
pillow tight. We'll probably get copyright.
Oh yeah, we gotta stop. Dude, how great is that though? I mean, you just never. It's so much more interesting.
So let me just finish this, and then I want to go lead into our big ending here.
Okay.
So what I believe is going to happen, Johnny, is they're going to try to remove all of these white farmers and these white people out of the system, and then South Africa will implode on itself. And then the bankers can come in and extract all the wealth.
So you think we're a party to that by getting them out of there, kind of rescuing them?
I think that is a part of the play. Yes,
we're enabling it, kind of.
We're feeding into it.
Okay. Bam Margera, a guy I've always been a big fan of, is there's some talk about a new Jackass movie, and I guess Bam is not happy about that, saying that he's not going to be part of it, and
which sucks. They should bring. I mean,
I agree.
Listen, I'm friends with Steve-O. He's just one of those guys I think has something with me. He doesn't return phone calls to me or texts.
Mm-hmm.
I helped him get started in stand-up. I've heard him comment that if I got sober, the reason I'm not famous because I never got sober. Fine, buddy. You know, I love Steve-O. We took 2 different paths. I don't want to take your path. And it doesn't mean that you haven't earned everything. Like when he started doing stand-up, I stuck up for him because I thought the Jackass show and the movies were so funny. That was real great comedy to me. I think has every right to do stand up. There's a big pushback that he's cutting lines and do all that. Dude, he did it. I mean, you know, when people comment on my sobriety and they don't know what's going on in my life, it upsets me. Not that it affects me, but I'm like, dude, you know, it's like I showed you nothing but kindness. I don't know why you feel you got to comment on my shit.
Yeah, dude, Zens don't even count anymore. We learned that on the last
Dude,
episode.
it's a great cheat code, bro. My nipples are hard.
So here's Bam, a guy, again, that I just grew up adoring Bam Margera. Here's what he has to say about it.
Talks about a Jackass 5.
Wait, what?
I want a fucking face tattoo. Looks so bad. What is that tattoo right there?
That's his logo. The heartogram, he calls it.
It's something else.
No, it's the heart. This thing right here on his cheek is the heartogram. The heart pentagram. Or are you talking about down by his neck?
Yes, we're going to do that after. Okay, thank you. God, this lady does not understand podcasting.
Dude, we had to lock the door in the new studio.
Okay, she wants you to know she got rid of all the boxes.
So I thanked her many times. Thank you so much.
We thank you 1,000 times. We are talking about Bam Margera and his weird occult symbolism
Margera,
on his face. Whatever, dude.
Would not be at liberty to call it Jackass anymore. There is no more ass. There's no more CKY, no Dunn, no Deco, no Rake, no Ape and Phil. Bam got replaced by a guy named fucking Poopies, and it's just Big Brother now. So it should be called Jack Flop 5, beating the living shit out of a dead horse. Can't wait to not see it. Moo.
I just thought that was...
I want gold teeth so badly, dude.
Oh, dude, he's done a lot of things that I feel like you would have liked to do.
I would love to have a gold teeth.
Life is always a little crazy around the tinfoil hat broken sim universe, and one thing that helps me unwind is Cornbread Hemp's CBD gummies. If you don't know about CBD, it's a great way to take a little edge off. It helps you calm while you're going about your day, can help with stress. Cornbread Hemp's CBD gummies are made to deal with all of that stuff and to help you feel better. Like I said, stress, discomfort, or just needing a little relaxation. They only use the best part of the hemp plant, that's the flower, for the purest and most potent CBD. All of their products are third-party, lab-tested, and USDA organic to ensure safety and purity. Right now, Broken Sim listeners can save 30% on their first order. You just head to cornbreadhemp.com/broken and use the code broken at checkout. That's cornbreadhemp.com/broken using the code broken.
You're serious about that too, right?
Yeah, I want, you know, Daddy partied a little back in the day. I'd love to put a gold tooth in there, but you can't see it.
Yeah, speaking of Dana, the other night I was there at like midnight to work in the new studio. I was there.
Johnny, thank you for your service.
And we're standing out. It's completely dark. You hear nothing but crickets on the street. And she's like, "Oh yeah, before you go," she's about to hand me the key. She says, "The other night I was sitting out in the yard, and from inside the studio, I heard somebody knocking on the window."
There's a ghost.
Well, thanks.
There's a ghost.
And so
it
she's
just
like,
disappears.
Sam and I just went in there with the knife and like
I
cleared
went
it
in with
room
a
by
big
room.
knife. I went this way.
Why didn't you
Like
have the
a
survival
chink.
spear? You should have had a survival spear, dude.
Where is it?
And
yeah, I gotta find
and then
it.
she go, and then I was like, "Well, so nobody was in there, right?" And she's like, "No, must have been a ghost," and just handed me the key. And dude, I was every noise the whole night. It scared the shit out of me.
Yeah,
bro.
there's. My
You think
place
it's
is
really haunted? Really?
Yeah, it gives me hand jobs at night.
Because you're psychic, so you would know if it's haunted. Do you feel like it's haunted?
Johnny, I feel like that was sarcasm.
No.
And you were cutting at me.
No. So this is fascinating. There is a war going on against illegal hot dog vendors because they are destroying small business in San Diego. Now, this guy
dude,
you see,
they're probably cartel.
yeah, I'm probably people who have their
That's
passports.
how they pay. That's how they pay off getting to America.
Yeah,
is
their
they do these
passports are in some guy's drawer somewhere,
bacon
locked
hot
up
dogs.
until they pay them off. Yeah, until they can get their passport back and pay the guy. So it sucks for them. But this guy is the guy who runs Henry's Pub that is closing for good because of these, and they're everywhere, dude, everywhere. And he gets pissed off, and here's what happened. He overturns the cart. It's a Trump. It's a black guy too, is it? He looks like a black guy.
Finally, white guys are involved.
Is it scamming people on their credit cards too? So yeah, I mean, it's just
Johnny. I've said this before, Johnny. How does it feel to be to work with someone very closely that psychic abilities allow you to tell the future? I've said this forever. Hot dog carts, food trucks should not be allowed anywhere near brick and mortar restaurants. Okay, as a new libertarian, Johnny, I'm dipping my toes into the
I like
water.
that.
Okay?
Welcome.
Well, I am registered as a libertarian.
Me too. The water's warm. Join us.
Okay, I'll cannonball into that shit. All right, don't worry about that. I'll piss in the pool. You think I'm afraid? Because there's no rules.
I do not think you're afraid. You know, it's a myth that they have shit that can make the water red if you piss in the pool. Complete
I've
myth.
seen it turn yellow before. I've seen it happen.
Yeah, I've seen yellow too. Yeah, yellow. Yeah,
so,
not
anyways,
red.
so my problem is that the brick and mortar play, and this is why the Democrats are dog shit people. Okay, they allow businesses to operate with, and I'm against fee of entry, which is permits, all that shit. Okay.
Yes.
I'm against that because that's taxation on success. Okay. But you have those people who have to play by all these rules, the health department, all that shit, against people that don't have to do any of that. And it's impossible to compete against that in the long run. So they shouldn't be allowed within 1,000 feet of a business that is brick and mortar and has to do health checks in terms of the quality control or whatever I just said it was, the health department. They shouldn't be allowed within 1,000 feet of that shit. That's my opinion.
I completely agree.
Because you're destroying businesses. And the hot dog vendor isn't hiring anybody but his family, which I respect because you're taking care of your family. But you're not hiring the population to help the economy. That money isn't going back into the economy. It's a little bit to pay your rent. I get that. But really, it's going back into the cartels. And
What's
the whole
the
thing
answer,
now...
though? Just cracking down on them with police and stuff? What do you do?
If you're within 1,000 feet of a brick and mortar, you're shut down. Go set up shop over there. And I know there's no traffic, but deal with it. Yeah. Because here's where people have to play by the rules, which I think are stupid. The health department, I'm fine with, because you don't want to eat something that's got bacteria and shit all in it.
Yeah, you're right.
Right? But at the end of the day, you're competing with someone that has to pay a big fee to do what he's doing. Do what they're doing.
What can you, I mean, I just don't, you won't believe how many Mexicans are in San Diego right now.
Yeah,
dude.
but Johnny, I can't believe it because it's right next to Mexico.
I mean, there are more Mexicans than white people, though, in San Diego. It's crazy.
Yeah, but
bro.
Johnny, that's like being on the other side of the wall of China and being shocked that there's Chinese people.
No, because the wall of China is in China. San Diego is in the United States. That's the difference. Our border is just the
But it was Mexico.
Yeah, but these people aren't descended from the people who were here before.
Yeah, they are. They're all illegals, a lot of them.
That's what I'm saying. That's different. Those are recent migrants, not people who were just here when the borders were changed.
Daddy's got to jump.
All right, I just want to show you one more thing. Just want something that you'll like.
Daddy's got to jump. What part of that didn't you understand?
Just watch this one thing. So my grandma shared this. She shares these fake AI stories all the time on her Facebook, dude. So this one, there's this page that has invented this character called Tyrus, this black guy, and just has him doing all kinds of fake news
and
shit.
You know what else it is? Tyrus looks exactly like that guy that's on Grunfield. He looks exactly like that guy.
No, that's what I was going to say. It is him. They're putting him in different. So it says Tyrus adopts 10-year-old boy with autism, a decision that touched everybody. They said that they found this boy in a landfill. It's what, because whoever had him decided that since he had autism, they were just going to take him to the landfill. And him and his snow bunny wife here adopted him. You can see my grandma.
Could not be whiter either. Is that his real wife, by the way?
I don't know. It's just all fake.
Imagine if your white daughter brings home that as her new boyfriend.
This is my grandma here. She wrote, "We love you and your wife. Thank you for giving love to this young boy. God is good." And so you go to this page, right? It's called Untold Stories, Backroom Broadcasts. And they just take Gutfeld and put him, look at this, like in all these fake AI like story photos. Tyrus cradles Greg Gutfeld's baby. Clearly a fake image. And it's like a whole underground economy of fake shit that gets shared around.
Dude, that show is huge. I know guys who do it, and now they sell tons of tickets.
Like Tyrus going to a nursing home here. Like I'm going to a nursing home, fake. There's Gutfeld with another fake baby. Look at that. That toy is half out of the box, half in the box somehow.
Oh, he's a pro wrestler?
I don't know what the hell is happening. Tyrus recently made a touching visit to a children's hospital. And it's like
and it's always white kids, too.
Yeah, always. It's always trying to, play on your desire for racial integration. Look at this baby's hair, dude. Look at this. Anyway, I just thought that was crazy.
All right, Johnny, let's get to the big story. Your excitement, your man crush.
We don't have
a lot of guests on here. We're going to start doing a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
Because we like the Sam and Johnny, or excuse me, Johnny and his co-host dynamic here.
So 90 Day Fiance, the current most popular, most hilarious, most insane person on that show is this guy Sarper from Turkey. He started to do comedy. So I was like, hey, let's have him on. Sam talks to him about comedy a little bit. See how it goes. This is what happened. It's hilarious. Check it out. So, no. Oh, okay, sorry. One last thing. Did you see this Joe Exotic thing?
Oh yeah, where his lover sends him prints.
Yeah, dude. So his lover is like an illegal immigrant, and I guess before he left or something, or got deported.
Johnny, could we get married? Could I marry XG to keep him here?
In California, yeah, technically. Look at this, dude. This is shared on Joe Exotic's.
I'll
Instagram.
marry XG.
I forgot to show you what Jorge left me to remember him, and it's got a little sad face. Look at this. Dude.
Oh, imagine putting your butt on a print, on ink, and then printing it.
Just don't understand
I don't understand how you can get it perfectly like that either. How can you just get your butthole?
You gotta have no
inked?
ass.
Yeah, but how do you just get your inked? How do you not get the rest of your ass?
Well, you just
inked?
take a roller, use the ink roller, and just go up your full crack, I guess, and then just.
Imagine being. Oh, okay. All right.
So gross, dude.
Enjoy this interview. It's a classic. Johnny says
crazy.
It's funny.
It is crazy, dude. Okay.
All right, Johnny, let's get into this. Johnny's Christmas today.
All right. This is one of my favorite people on television. You're gonna his name. I'm gonna struggle with it. Sarper is his first name. Yeah. He's from 90 Day Fiance. Güven, is that it? Is that right, Sarper? Güven.
Yes.
Güven. My apologies.
It's weird to worship somebody and not know how to pronounce.
Well, they
their
never
name.
on the show. They never say their family names on the show.
Okay.
It's all just first names. Sarper.
To be honest, I forgot how to pronounce my name too.
Why? How long you been in America?
It's 8 months, and normally my name is Sarper. Sarper, and it's difficult. But right now I'm calling myself Sarper.
Okay, making it easier for Americans.
That's funny. I didn't know that.
That's good marketing.
Like a Harper with an S.
Respect on that.
So,
I appreciate
so
that.
Great.
So you've been in America eight months.
8 months, yeah.
And do you like it?
Yeah, I'm still getting used to it, and I'm still trying to blend. There are differences, but the weather is fucking so good in Los Angeles.
You went right to the peak place.
Yeah.
Even though LA's in a weird time right now, it's still great.
It is perfect. I mean, I traveled more than 20 countries in my life. This is the best weather. Best weather by far.
Yeah, we like San Diego's even better. And
Really?
if you know San Diego's great because Brazilians go there for vacation. That's how you know it's gorgeous.
I'm not into it, bro. I mean, I cannot look.
So
I have a correctional officer at home.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love that. So you've been a little shady in your life. That's fine.
Yeah.
This is where the land of misfit toys are. So thank you for coming on. So how long you been on the show?
It's been like 2.5 years. In
2.5 years, and not because you're like a celebrity now.
I don't see myself as a celebrity, but when I walk on the street, sometimes, they remind me that.
Johnny has a man crush on you. Is that uncomfortable?
He
being
doesn't know how
Turkish?
to pronounce my name, but he has a crush
it's
on me.
weird.
Yeah.
His love is blinding that he can't read.
Love is blind, bro.
Yeah, that's how it is, dude.
Yeah, truly though. Like we have a thread. Jason Tebow,
Yes.
and Jeff Dennis, all comedians,
And they're all jealous right now.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
they were just over the moon.
I'm lucky to be here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm honored.
Yeah, it's great. So you're on a cool show with a lot of good-looking people. How's that feel?
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah, it's got to be
I
great.
love it, yeah.
Even like the best grip on the show is probably a 9 or 10. That's not reality though. There's a lot of uncomfortable-looking people out there, and you're just surrounded by gorgeous.
Yes,
You came to the right place for that.
You came to the right place. We're probably
I
the
know.
ugliest people you've talked to in a long time.
You are great, guys.
Thank you.
I miss talking with men. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
because of Shekinah, there are always females around me, her friends, everything, and
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, sometimes man to man.
It's good.
Yeah,
If you
any
ever
kind
need
of
a-
creature with a dick. Yeah, I love it. you know.
If you ever need to calibrate, come back on.
I know. I mean, it's
We'll talk some
calibration, bro.
we'll just talk about women. American women, Turkish women, biggest difference.
Oh my God! You know what? I mean, I was thinking that Turkish women are so jealous, but after I saw American women,
That's just
they are
their
worse. I mean,
wiring.
woman is woman everywhere.
Women are women.
Yeah, I mean, it's not about nationality and nothing, you know. Maybe mine is so possessive and territorial. She doesn't like word jealous.
Okay, so let me ask you something. In Turkish, do women have rights?
Yeah, sure.
Do they have as many rights as American? Because I think we've gotten a little crazy over here, and we should pull it back a little bit. Maybe get a little Turkish action going on here.
Oh my God! I mean, yeah. I mean, everywhere is same. Not like this. And people think that in Turkey the man has the rights, or no, it's not like that.
I do
anymore.
hear you
not
talking
anymore.
about obedience, though. I have heard you
In
mention
my
obedience
grandfather's
a few
time it
times.
was, but
Yeah.
right now,
My
absolutely
grandpa's
not.
time, too.
Yeah.
He had a couple chicks. So they're kind of the same?
Yeah.
Did you date the same kind of women in Turkish? Shiny objects?
Yeah, of course.
Turkey, not Turkish.
Yeah.
The
Turkish
country is
women.
Turkey. Yeah, okay. In Turkish, you said it's okay.
Okay, you don't even know his last name. Stop judging me right now.
Oh my
So
God.
you're coming here, you're just meeting tens, you're living your best life, and you decide to just put a little chaos in your life by doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm living my best life, but of course, I mean, it's the first time that I'm living with a girl for a long time. I mean, it's difficult, you know. I'm still getting used to be in a relationship. That's difficult.
Yeah.
Or Los Angeles is great. I mean, I wish I could come here when I was single, when I was young. To be
Yeah.
honest, right now, okay, it's great, but I mean, when you are in a relationship, everything is limited, of course.
I'm 52 years old, and I've never lived on my own. I've always had somebody in my house, and I think about faking my own death all the time, and just so I can live by myself, just one day, just 24 hours in a house by myself, and just I could do me. That's all I want.
When they first moved in together, she made him change his bed out because
What does that mean,
of all
his
the
bed
women
out?
that had been in the bed, she made him sell the
brand
bed.
new bed.
Get a brand new bed.
I mean, my bed was in a bad condition.
Yeah,
I
it
didn't
was.
see
It
that,
was rough.
I can pull some strings at helixsleep.com, promo code tinfoil hat. We can get you a nice bed.
That there were holes, you know,
Yeah, it
in
was
my
bad. And his
bed. I don't know
headboard,
how did they happen.
It's very weird because if you don't get chicks, they call you an incel, and then if you get too much chicks, they get mad too. Like, it's very weird to me.
I mean, I always, that's a paradox, you know. I mean, the women don't like men to have high body counts, but I mean, if he has a high body count, it's an advantage for the woman because
Yeah, he knows
I mean,
how to tweak little things.
Yes, I mean, nobody can tempt me here. If I was a guy with like 20 girls that I saw, I mean, if I came to Los Angeles, I went to parties with her. I mean, because girls are hitting on you, and
Yeah, you're a
I could
good-looking
be
guy.
tempted, I could be seduced so easily. But right
Yeah,
now, I
it's
don't
very
care.
hard.
I am curious. You have that the dance class that you do now? Is it dance fitness class? Is that now? Do the women come up to you after and try to lay it on? How does that work?
I mean, but they all know Shekinah, so they are always yeah.
No, nobody's ever
They
crossed
know
the line.
everything. I mean, they know how to behave, how to come, and
right.
also for the people on social media, if you have a really problem argument with Shekinah, and she is so easily exposing to everyone that if you have a problem, and then the girls start to write me, are you right now? Are you good in terms? I mean, did you break up or something?
Yeah, being a famous guy's got to be hard. You just got to beat it away, right?
I never say that we break up or something. Never.
No.
Because
yeah,
no need.
Well, it's a great life to be living. It's a great life to be living. Who parties better, Turkish or Americans?
Oh my God! I mean, I love LA parties, but the people are here a little awkward. You know? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the right word, but there are a lot of good people, but they're faking a lot. I mean, there are a lot of fake people here. I mean,
in LA?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
On a scale, for example, if 1 to 10, if he is 1, he tries to show himself like 10.
Yeah.
In social media, in
Yeah.
real. I'm asking how was the Lakers match yesterday, and he's saying I'm so busy. You know, I have so many projects in the works. I didn't ask that, bro. I mean, I made my first million when I was 20. Oh, congratulations, but that was not the question.
totally,
How are you?
yeah.
I'm asking you.
What are your who are your favorite women? White women, black chicks? Have you ever dated a Mexican before? They're great. They get it. Mexican
I date
chicks
any
get
kind of race, any kind of woman. I mean, so
There's no
hold on,
you.
there is
you're-
no specialty. You know?
Okay, so your door's always open when you're not in a relationship.
He's in a very serious, committed relationship. Right?
That's what I'm saying. When he's not.
Okay.
You
shouldn't
tell
have done
me.
that. You shouldn't have done that.
Why?
I'm sure you dated with
Dude, this is a hard-hitting interview. We ask the hard questions.
No, Sarper, he opened the door there by the
Yeah. So you're getting into comedy, dude. You're telling jokes. Johnny, do you have the clip by chance that we could watch?
Of course.
So I
yeah,
can sit
if you
down
just
with
give me
him
a
and
moment, yeah.
give him the. I give it. Listen, I'm a sage in
He
comedy.
truly is. Tell him some of the people you've turned on.
The people I've kind of helped, like I didn't make their career, they made themselves, and Joe Rogan helped too. But it was Tom Segura, Theo Vaughn, Tony Hinchcliffe, John Mitchell, and my new one is Zane Halberg. These are people that are crushing it right now after I gave them sage advice.
Give me advice, brother.
Well, I want you to watch your set, dude, and then you can't. And then Johnny's like super into you, bro, in probably in an uncomfortable way. Do you get hit on by men too? Does that make you uncomfortable?
I have a girlfriend, by the way.
He has a
So
girl.
you have
We
no
call
fear.
that a beard
Yeah.
here, and no one's actually met her, but
That
that's
is true.
okay. So let's watch a little of this, and then we'll break down what I think you just need to do.
Okay.
It's over. It's not easy to do stand-up in your second language, right? It's not the easiest
It's
thing.
fucking difficult, and there's a difference about the humor, I mean,
Yeah. Are there Turkish comics out there?
In Turkey, I am always the one who makes jokes to people, but in Turkey, we like deeper jokes. Here, you have to be more superficial and simple.
Brother,
That's
nothing more real's ever been said on the show than what you just said right there. I mean, we're in a phase of stupid right now in America because that's a whole nother conversation. But let's just watch a little bit, and then I'm just gonna ask you a couple questions.
Your first time. That's
That's
what we're
the
about to watch.
first performance of mine.
Hey,
I was
dude.
so
Most people do it in a coffee shop in front of 5 people, and
Yeah,
they bomb horribly. You're lucky if you bomb the first time.
I jumped, in front of audience. It was difficult, yeah.
It's okay, here we
Let's
go.
do it.
Can you, real quick, can you watch yourself, or is it uncomfortable?
No, you know what? I didn't watch this scene.
You
as a
haven't watched
whole.
it?
Like it will be the first time
Just
that
watch a
by
couple
one.
pieces.
Yeah,
Okay, we won't torture you.
There's
We
some
won't,
headphones
Yeah,
next to you if you wish.
we won't waterboard you that long.
Is that a common thing that people don't want to watch themselves?
I hate watching myself.
Me too.
I absolutely hate
because
it.
you know what? I did mistake there. I should do this. That feeling sucks.
But the great ones do that. They watch themselves and they fine tune it as they go, and that's why I just played a gay bar in Jacksonville. So let's see.
Okay, let's watch it.
Oh my God.
A lot of women my age do Pilates, We're going for that long, lean look, which I've achieved with my boobs. Oh my God.
I got kicked out 3 times last year for being too drunk.
By the way, where is this?
All from the same bar. If you're going to kick someone out, you make sure you close the windows.
This is in Hollywood. I don't remember the name.
Okay.
Cockaboo.
Oh, yeah, I know where that is on Hollywood. Okay. That's a nice, cool-looking club. Here we go. Man, your highlights are
Before
perfect.
me, other people are performing, and listening to them makes me more nervous because I write the jokes that I laugh at. But, the culture is so different. Something which is funny for Turkish people cannot be
Do you
for
shave?
American audience.
Your chest?
And I also see Dan there. He is laughing. I don't want to be embarrassed.
No, we should explain. This is someone who's had a previous association with
Shekinah.
Shekinah, right?
Uh-huh.
What was the?
Hold
I
on.
assume-
The
I
guy
assume the
sitting next to
producers-
her?
Yeah, this guy Dan. Yeah.
Oh
And
my
I
God,
assume that's
bro.
the only reason for him being there is the production. Like, hey, let's bring Dan to this thing. Is that how that
No,
works?
no.
Really?
Are you guys cool?
We are not.
No, they're not cool. Dude.
Because he is in the friends group of Shekinah, so they're
Really?
always together.
That's real,
and
huh? Okay.
Wherever we go, he is always around.
Oh, that's
I
annoying.
call him French baguette. You know, I mean, he's always around.
I'm in, dude.
So annoying.
You said the correct word on this show.
All right, here we go.
Especially, I don't want to make Shikana embarrassed.
Were you always this shiny, or is this your look in L.A.? Were you always like frosted tips?
Yeah, in Turkey he was. Yeah. Well, you grew up. Correct me if I'm wrong. You grew up heavy, right?
Yeah.
Do you think now most people who grew up with maybe being bullied or that kind of they kind of turn to jokes and comedy?
So chubby when I was like 13, 14 years old, and
that stays with you. That lives with you.
Yeah. And I took a revenge. I mean, all my body counts was a revenge from everyone. You know?
I'm with you. Yeah. I love women who used to be fat and then they got in shape. Those are my favorite chicks. Go on.
Well, he's the man version of that. There you go.
They shouldn't have left it. I mean, it's probably production, but
it gets so quiet.
Oh, that's like
it's
I
the
remember.
worst.
You know,
it's the
I
hardest.
You know what?
Go ahead.
I should take the microphone to my hand, but
you can take it out. But it's
right
not,
now it is low, and I didn't think that to make it longer and for my
It
just that sucks.
No, I'll tell you that.
Let me tell you something. In all religions and mythologies, woman is created after man. Do you know why? Because man is the draft of the God. We are primitive just because of that extra part, you know? As man, 90% of our lives are spent just trying to settle him down. I want this. Relax, dude. Let's go. Stop it. Calm down. Girls, you have no idea.
Truly.
Let's imagine you are all sexually healthy and attractive men. Okay? Even you then. Just imagine. I know it's hard, but just imagine.
Oh, snaps.
And let's say every day we need it. Was it too optimistic then? Okay, let's say once in a month we need it.
I'm so embarrassed.
Okay.
The dig
so
at
let's
Dan was
stop real quick.
Yeah.
Let's just
Okay.
break that down. Here's the first mistake you did.
Yeah.
What comedy crowds want to believe in, because they don't know stand up, is that you're basically making this up off the top of your head. So you just went right into your jokes. You didn't go, hey, what's up? Anyone know who I am? I'm Turkish. I bang a ton of chicks. Like that is an interaction. It gets into a conversation. So take your time. So even if they gave you 5 minutes, you'd rather do 2 great jokes instead of 5 okay jokes. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I did.
So you got to go slow. So the first thing is grab the mic. Hey, everybody, give it up for everybody you saw tonight. Make a joke about them. American comics are all weirdos. Whatever you want to say, right? So that's the first thing. Get into a conversation.
Make a bridge. Make an interaction with.
It's called
audience.
connecting.
Yeah, connecting.
Connect with the
exactly.
crowd. And I still struggle with that because I'll go on the road to my fans. Like if you did a road gig in front of people that knew you, you wouldn't have to connect with them. They already know who you are.
Yeah.
But you still want to say, hey, what's up, everybody?
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out. Bang. Second line is, so your whole joke is men spend 90% of their life calming their dick down. You should just say that.
Yeah.
The biggest thing you got to do, dude, is take your jokes, man, write them down and go, what is the premise here? That is basically the idea behind the joke. What is the premise? And then you write that premise down, and that's how you get in your joke. Ladies, you don't even understand how hard it is to be a guy. 90% of our day is spent trying to control our dicks. Bang, you're in it.
Exactly.
Because when you're new, you want to talk. But in reality, it's about what do you need to say so they understand what your punchline is.
Exactly. But you know what? I mean, when it's not your native language, you have a anxiety that if they will understand what you say or not. So you want to speak slowly as much as possible for them to understand, but it's wrong.
That can be funny though.
But what's really funny is like we talk slow so you can understand us. Isn't that crazy? Right?
I
Like,
think he speaks
it's Howie
wonderful English,
Mandel's
I'd say.
famous bit about
Yes.
when you talk to someone in a foreign language and they don't understand English, so you start talking slower. Do you know where that's like if they're like and you're like what? You're like ba da ba da ba ba da. So I understand what you're saying, and your instincts are correct. You do talk slower because stand-up is the greatest art ever, but it's also very limited in that we have one reaction that we're looking for. and that is laughter. And to get the laughter, they have to digest what you're saying.
Exactly.
But it's this thing. It's basically conserving your words. You got to pretend like words cost money, right?
Yeah.
And you want to spend as little money as possible. So they only need to know what is pertinent to your punchline, which is the big laugh.
I understood that. I mean, I have 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Right now, I have to make as much as possible. I can't. No, it's wrong.
Yeah.
Make one, but catch them. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Right now, I understand it. Right at that moment, I didn't. You know.
Okay, so you've slimmed down your jokes.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot more. When I find there's something that punchline, I hit it there. I mean, and I give it a time. I'm not rushing anywhere. You know, I don't care the timing or whatever.
All right.
Everything changes.
All right. I like that. I like that a lot.
How hard is it for you that people are only just now seeing what you did five months ago? Is that tough?
It's so difficult. You know, I mean, I am lucky that I danced. I mean, I was a stripper when I was young. For
How fun is
7
that?
years. So I don't know.
Were all the strippers gay?
In Turkey, it's not. I mean, in Turkey, it's so rare.
Oh, they have male
to be a
strippers in
stripper.
Turkey?
Yeah. I mean, because there are women and there are bachelorette parties. Who will dance? So,
Yeah, who will dance?
Who will dance? That should be on a T-shirt, really.
But I
great.
didn't take my full boxer off. That was my thing.
That's
you know?
your line.
I never. They all wanted.
They don't get to see the
why?
magic.
Because it's not aesthetic. You know.
You don't have a pretty dick?
Male.
Do you have a
sexual
pretty
organ.
dick? Would you say you got a good looking dick?
There is no pretty dick.
No.
There's no pretty dick?
No,
I agree.
I've seen pornography. There's some better looking ones than others.
Women are like that. They are so aesthetic when you look visually appealing, but men's not. You know, it's too bold.
It looks like an alien.
With a dick. Yeah, I mean, it's like you're crunching on a Pilates ball, you know?
Yeah.
It looks like this.
We have a buddy who has a tiny one, but big nuts. It's really uncomfortable.
And mine
to
is,
look at.
Everyone is. I mean, when in standby mode, it is. And you have to be in standby mode because you are dancing, you are performing, and it cannot be like this, you know?
Yeah.
Why did you talk about? Are you talking about that on stage?
No, I don't.
That's what you got to talk about.
Yes, I will.
You got to talk about your life.
Yes.
There you're kind
This
of getting
was my
wax
life.
poetic on it, and it's just like the shit. Like so much of comedy right now is relatability. It's very hard to veer off. When you do veer off into non-relatable, it's called alt comedy. So you want to do like your life experiences.
Exactly.
So talk about being a stripper.
And believe me, I mean, because of that dancing, that body count, I mean, I have a lot of experience that nobody saw such a thing.
Like you should do a joke about how there's no pretty dicks.
In fact, this table might have one of the highest body counts ever to sit with two people at a table. Because Sam, you know, he went through a whole period of like proper sex addiction.
Yeah.
He's talking 2,000 plus numbers over here.
I would be close to that.
Yeah. This is like
I can't. Can we beep that? Because I feel like that's gonna get me in trouble. But you know, I got no action in high school, and then college, it just went freaking crazy. And I was the same way as you. Like I was getting revenge for high school. Like I had 2 girlfriends for about 2 weeks in high school because funny wasn't attractive in high school back then. But now, once you go to college, it's like on.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. But see, those are the things you got to talk about now. What you have to watch, because everything is psychological in comedy, okay? Being a really good-looking, shiny object like yourself, you kind of got to make fun of yourself a little bit, right? Maybe you're the stripper that wouldn't take off his pants and it fucked your money. You made no money.
Yeah.
Everyone else is rich because they're whipping out their monsters, and you're like, I have dignity, right? So that could be a funny thing because you kind of got to, especially good-looking guys. I used to be attractive. I'm 52. I'm decaying horribly right now. So... But there was a time. Thank you, buddy. But there was a time, and so you kind of got to make fun of yourself a little bit, and then you can make fun of other people. But that's a little down the line. But you have all the funny shit. You just have to be willing to talk about it.
Yeah, I have the material. I will use them.
Okay.
There's just a few more seconds to set here, and this last part's actually quite funny too.
And I'm
she is
trying
so
to
shiny. That's the shiniest human being.
She's lovely. Yeah.
To the point, I wonder if we're in the same species.
Yeah.
Like,
Probably not.
are we both human beings?
Yeah. Genetically, probably quite.
Look at
different.
her. Yeah,
Oh, she's
100%.
beautiful.
Look how shiny.
Congratulations, Sarper. You did very well.
Thank you.
Do you ever hook up with a
Support it.
chick that's so hot you're like, why are you having sex with me? Have you ever done
Yeah,
that?
every
like your ancestors
every
must
time.
be so upset.
but I just want this to be over.
He has opinions and ideas.
I think
You
it's
know that?
funny.
I love it.
I think it's funny.
This is great.
Are you crazy? It is 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm sleepy. I'm done. What do you want?
It's funny.
Text her. Text her what? Right. I miss you. Send emojis. Girls, almost all of you are getting
funny.
some text when you are sleeping, right? Eggplant, peach, water splash.
And the other
Whenever
only
you
advice I
any
get
of
you,
the-
just for stand up, button your shirt up.
Yes. I mean, it's
Just
fucking up them, ruining the attraction, right?
Yeah, well, it's not that it's traction. It's almost like a detraction.
Yes.
Because you're like, what's this
distracting.
guy?
That's why normally stand-up always black and
Yeah,
in
well, the
loose.
biggest comic in the world is this like thick Mexican guy who
Fluffy,
goes up in a Hawaiian shirt and shorts, and he crushes. It's a weird thing, dude. It's a weird thing with comedy.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
so
man.
just like button it up for the brief second you're up there, and then you can unleash the fucking Kraken when
At
you
the
get
end,
off.
yeah, let
at
me-
the end.
First time though. This is first time.
I
It's
think
great.
it's.
Yeah.
I personally think it's funny. You know, I
I do
think
too.
I think it's great. It's just you just have to organize it, and then you will crush it.
Yeah.
And then you'll get comedy groupies if you weren't married.
Yeah, he's already got groupie. He
Yeah,
doesn't
you
need
already
any
got
more
a great
groupies.
one.
This guy. Yeah.
I mean, my God, knocked it out of the park. Johnny, do you have any questions?
Tell what your classes. What do you? So is it like a? I saw the post on Instagram and
Yeah.
you're laughing and dancing. What's happening
I
there?
mean,
What is this?
Before everything, I'm making some jokes that I'm working on. They love it most.
Oh, so you're running bits during your
it's
fitness class. Oh,
You know who does that? Eddie Bravo. When he runs a
he
jiu-jitsu
really? That's
school,
funny.
he just tells jokes the whole time and he just keeps working.
Then
it.
exercise and then dance. I'm teaching some striptease moves, and
really?
then I'm teaching them a Turkish traditional dance. You know, so it's perfect for cardio, and they are laughing. They're
Is
happy.
that
doing
your
that here in LA.
business? Is that your business, teaching dance?
Normal, I was a personal trainer in Turkey, so I made something that everything from me, a little by little, you know,
Yeah.
dancing, exercising.
Yeah.
Just fucking missing, and I cannot do that. So
I think you're crushing it, dude. I think you're crushing it.
Does she have any input on all the women you see in class? Because I know originally in
You know
Turkey
what?
that was a problem for
I
you
mean,
guys.
she starts to trust on me. She always see. I mean,
You love her.
I love her.
You
I mean,
love her.
There
She
it is,
didn't
yeah.
believe that first, but I really love her. I mean, I'm not planning to cheat on you, girl. I'm saying that.
Yeah.
If I plan to cheat on you, I will break up with you and then fuck the world.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Very good.
to her
Literally.
face, yeah.
You will literally get the world pregnant.
So don't break up with me. Otherwise,
Do you have any kids?
No.
You got a good pull-out game.
Yeah.
Good for you.
How's your relationship with her family? Is it improved or?
Her family is yeah. I mean,
sisters and stuff.
she has. There are 6 sisters. You know.
They're
Damn,
they're
that
all
guy.
beautiful too. They're
Yeah.
all just.
Oh
beautiful.
my God, is the mom hot?
Kind of
I haven't seen them all,
Kardashians.
right?
Yeah, they're.
Yeah, they're like the Kardashians.
I love hot moms.
Lovely,
Yeah.
truly lovely.
They're the best.
Yeah.
Johnny,
But
you got
they
any
don't-
more questions?
Well, they
We
haven't
can't
been a
keep
big.
them all
How
day.
is it going? Are they?
Yeah. I'm good with it. I'm good with everyone. They had prejudice about me a lot, but they are
What was
right.
their prejudice that you're?
I think a lot of it. Danielle,
2,500 bodyguard. If you say a guy, I mean, who lives such a life, I'm like, can you trust him? I wouldn't want my daughter or sister to date with such a guy.
Yeah.
See, if I met a good-looking guy that was a virgin at your age, I'd be like, he's gay. Well, dude, how old are you?
46.
46.
Wow.
You're a virgin.
Good job, dude.
You're a virgin.
Good job.
Johnny just lost his virginity a couple weeks ago.
No, but Danielle, my girlfriend, she says that she thinks a lot of the issues you have with her family are translation issues, like things where you just you're not coming across perfectly like what you're thinking in your head, like when you say that you appreciate obedience in your partner.
Yeah, I do too.
That kind of thing.
It's impossible. I pay for everything and nobody listens to me. I pay for everything.
You're not helping him.
Nobody listens. You're right. They're all wrong.
All right.
I'm on your side. If you need somebody in your corner.
Okay.
We're so glad you came in, Sarper.
Hey,
It's a real
Sarper.
pleasure.
I'm so glad to be
Sarper,
here.
let me ask you something.
Ask me, bro.
Do you have any interest in going up at the world famous Comedy Store in a big show?
I do.
Okay. How can we? I have a show June 3rd in the main room at the Comedy Store. I talked to
That's
the
the
booker.
big one. That's the big room.
That's the world famous Comedy Store. Do you want to go up?
Yeah.
You'd have to go up a little bit later, but could you do it?
Of course.
Okay. So I'm offering you a spot there. We'll throw you a couple bucks, make it worth your time. Sushi next door. And it's up to you. I don't know how we can exchange whoever I got to talk to, but if you want it, just tell me. I'll put you on the show.
Okay.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay,
I
June 3rd, buddy.
June 3rd.
You are going up at the world famous Comedy Store in the main room.
You will like it.
Okay, I know I will. I like that. I thought that was great.
That was the worst. I mean,
That's okay. If that's the worst, you got nowhere to go but up.
I become nauseous when I watch myself. You know?
Yeah, it's okay, but you
it's
gotta
hard.
get used to it, buddy. It's kind of like when you have sex in the mirror, right? First you don't like it, but after that you're like, I look good.
Right now, can you watch your stand-ups right now?
I hate it, but I have to. Mostly because I'm starting to thin up top, and I'm like, oh, should I get
So you actually watch. I know a lot of people just listen. You watch.
I will watch because I get everybody to film every set I do now.
Yeah.
And sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't. And you just pick the best clips and you put them out. So I got to watch it because I can edit. Anyways, I hate watching myself. But I even when I shoot my specials, I'm like, if I'd watch myself more, I would know to not do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
By the way, I hate that mirrors in the ceiling or something. When you have sex, I mean, you watch yourself. I mean, you don't look at the woman or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, my love handle seems so bad like this. I
It's
have
like
to work
American
out
Psycho.
like this.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I never think that. I'm just like, just crush it. Just knock it out of the park. Because when I hook up with a chick, it's all about repeat business, dude.
Okay.
I got to get her to come back or else this hot dog stand's going to shut down. Well, it was great
real
to have you
pleasure,
on.
sir.
We
Nice
don't want to keep you all
Thank
day.
you so much.
I hope you had a good time. And come on, we'll get a little more crazy next time.
Oh.
We're all on your team. We root for you.
Yes.
We're here if you need us. And, dude, we'll see you June 3rd. I got to figure out so I can tell you what time to be there.
Okay.
June 3rd, in the main room at the world famous comedy store.
Love
All right,
it.
buddy.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, guys.
Of course.
Love you.
Bye now.